Yo, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Hopefully you guys are having a great rest of your day, start to your day, whatever time it may be. And boy, do we have a lot, and I mean a lot to discuss in this video. Now, if you guys missed my previous video, I do understand some things are kind of out of order. I did take delivery of the Shelby GT350 back from the shop, and in this vid I'm gonna be explaining exactly what went down, because you're not gonna believe it. It wasn't even the issue that I initially thought and what a lot of you guys thought as well. It was a combination of a couple of unfortunate instances that really delayed and also jacked up the bill to get this car fixed up. So, with all that being said, if you guys are enjoying the content on the channel and want to stay up to date with the build, feel free, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications, and let's get on the way. If you're into cars, I'm putting you guys onto an accessory everybody needs: the 4-in-1 retractable car charger. This device fits flush in your vehicle, and with multiple charging outlets, it has you covered no matter what device you might need charged. Cable, driver seat, cable, passenger seat, 2 extra outlets, and let's say you're done charging, all you have to do is give it a slight tug, and the cables go right back to where they were. Very easy. Now, believe it or not, it doesn't stop there. This is where things get really cool. As you guys can see, I'm charging my phone, my extra GoPro, and a spare GoPro battery, all from the same device. This is a must-have if you are a car content creator or anybody that has multiple devices they need charged in their phone at a single time with one device. Now you might be thinking, man, this device is going to cost a fortune. No. Right now, for only $9.90, you can buy the 4-in-1 retractable car charger on TikTok Shop using my link at the top of the description. Do not sleep on this. Products are going fast. All right, let's get a cold start, man. This car is absolutely filthy. I do warn you, probably the dirtiest it's been in a very, very long time, but the weather has not been cooperating, and obviously it was outside of my house for a couple days. It was in front of the shop for a couple days. 3, 2, 1. Shoot, it's supposed to rain today, tomorrow. I don't know what's going on, man, but most important thing is we got the car back. Whew. Go ahead and roll these windows down and do our pre-flight check. Y'all know the vibes. Dirty. Woo, this car is dirty, man. Man. Jesus, let this car warm up. If you guys like the carbon fiber steering wheel, I got that linked at the top of the description, man. Check this out. Actually, an Amazon wheel, 280 bucks. You can get it for the 15 through 17 and also 18 to 23. Honestly, one of the best interior mods that I've done to the car, I ain't gonna lie. All right, so we're on the road, man. Gonna do a little POV drive because it's been a minute. And we're also gonna pull up to a spot so I can pop the hood and show you guys exactly where repairs needed to be made, because it actually was kind of insane, man. Like, this whole situation was really interesting, and it was definitely an eye-opener to how I'm going to be doing business with shops from here on out. Now, so far, you know, I have no issues with the shop that did the repairs. I actually took the car locally to Dark Knight Specialties. Somebody there actually recognized me from the channel. So far, you know, they got me right, which I'm gonna say this right now, I do appreciate them getting the job done in a timely manner. I mean, some shops, they do not work Saturday, Sunday. I didn't ask them to work Saturday, Sunday, because, I mean, if I was a shop owner, there's no way that I'd be working Saturday or Sunday unless it was my own personal vehicle, or if it was like a customer's vehicle that, you know, races competitively, that is good promo. I mean, I've never been to the shop before. I mean, they literally worked, I dropped the car off on Tuesday. They worked Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I picked up the car Sunday afternoon. So I really do appreciate that workmanship, because I mean, that you're not really gonna find that at a lot of shops, especially, you know, working Saturday or Sunday. So shout out to Dark Knight Specialties, man. If you know, the type of person that needs something done and you do not want to wait like a long period of time, or let's say you want to drop something off on a Monday and you want your car back like Saturday, hey, hit them up, you know, they can get it done. So yeah, I respect that. I really do respect that. But what I am going to say is, I think it's very important, and they even told me this, if you do get major work done. Now, this is partially my fault, because obviously, like, a Procharger install, oil pump, gears, crank sprocket, that technically is a big job. Now, obviously, for us car guys, it really ain't a bit, you know, just a Procharger install, crank sprocket, you know, oil pump, gears. To me, that isn't really a big job. Now, what I mean by a big job is, you know, that isn't an engine out job. Like, if it's not an engine out job, it isn't really big in my personal opinion, because I've done, you know, engine out jobs twice now. So it's like, it didn't really occur to me that that magnitude of work, you probably should keep it to the shop that did the labor. Now, obviously, I took this car for the Procharger install, oil pump, gears, crank sprocket. I took it to Bomberas. Now, from here on out, I'm only taking my car to Bomberas Performance. Again, this is not a shot toward Bomberas Performance. It's not a shot toward Dark Knight Specialty. Hell, this isn't a shot to any shop. But it's very important that you take your car to the same spot that does all the work, to avoid any future confusion, because obviously, you know, they know the vehicle, they've taken it apart, they put it back together, they know where things could potentially go wrong, as opposed to getting the job done at one shop, and then, you know, if you run into an issue and you don't really want to wait, because that's my problem, you know, that's my problem. I'm not necessarily a well, I'm a patient person, you know what I'm saying? I'm not like, I need it done right now type guy. I'm a patient person, but when it comes to like little things, if the car is like leaking oil, or if it needs you know, an oil change, or, you know, a pulley swap or a belt swap, like what I thought needed to be done with this vehicle, you know, I'm not going to wait, you know, 2 weeks if the shop that did all the work is backed up. Now, from here on out, I'm going to have to do that, because you really do not want to be taking it to multiple shops, because, you know, not everybody does the work the same way, and not everybody is going to take the time to do it the right way or keep you updated. Because I will tell you this right now, you can tell the workmanship quality of a shop almost immediately, depending on if they're sending you picture updates or if they're texting you on everything they're doing. Now, when I took the car to Bomberas, I was getting videos, I was getting texts, I was getting calls. I mean, I knew what was going on every step of the way, and the deadline did not fall behind. Like he said, like Boyd said, it's gonna take 2 weeks. Legitimately, it took 2 weeks, and I got pictures and updates on everything that went down. When I took the Dark Knight Specialties, I was getting texts multiple times a day, videos, pictures. I mean, they took pictures for their own records, and as well as I got all the broken parts back, which I'm going to show in this video. But it's very important that you guys definitely find a shop that takes pride in their workmanship and also takes pride in keeping the customer up to date. I mean, in all reality, that's like the two most important things that need to go down when you are dealing with shops, in my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, the workmanship quality is important, and you definitely want to make sure that you're keeping the customer up to date, because nobody wants to drop their car off and then not hear something for like 2, 3, 4 days. Like, I can't stand it anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking my car to shops like that. If I ever have to take my car to a shop like that for whatever reason, and I drop it off for work, and you know, for the most part, because I don't do my own labor on a lot of things, I know the general time structure on how long some things should take. If it takes longer than when, you know, the car is at the shop, I'm literally gonna be like, yo, I gotta come get my car out, because like, I don't know what's going on, and I obviously don't like to have that happen, because that's when you could get taken advantage of. And unfortunately, you know, that's happened to me, and I know it's probably happened to a lot of you guys, you know, more often than you really want to admit. But that's kind of my just spiel to you guys. Find a shop, stick with the shop, even if they are expensive, because again, like, I have no problem paying for good work. I just want the work done right, and I also just realistically want communication. What the hell is going on right now? Why is there so much debris? What is all this nonsense? I just want good communication, and I can guarantee you a lot of you guys also want good communication as well, because that's literally everything. Like, communication is like half the battle when it comes to, you know, having a performance shop. So that's my spiel to y'all. Be very careful who you take your car to. Do not bounce between shops, because again, when I bring my car to shops and stuff like that, you know, I've never mentioned that, you know, I do YouTube, I do this and that. If they recognize the car, that's cool, right? Like, when I dropped my car off at Bomberas, I never mentioned I did YouTube. I literally just dropped my car off, that's it. Maybe they found out after, probably after I got the car back, because obviously, you know, Boyd and I follow each other on, you know, Instagram, and I make posts and stuff like that. So, you know, odds are, you know, they probably know now. When I took my car to Dark Knight Specialties, you know, I didn't tell them I did YouTube. They recognized the car. When I dropped it off at Hell Horse Performance, obviously I didn't say anything. Just, I mean, maybe I should. Maybe I might get better, you know, service. I don't know, but you know, I'm just putting that out there. I don't do that. I literally don't mind paying for good labor, but I guess maybe, you know, maybe that's hurt me in the long run. You know, I don't know. All right, so I'm actually back at the casa right now. As soon as I finished up the POV part of this video, it started to downpour, and it was literally right around the area that I was gonna record the under the hood part of this vid. And I definitely did not want to get caught, but my hood popped when it started to rain, so I decided to come back to the house. Let's go ahead and take a look at everything that had to be removed and also replaced on my supercharged Shelby GT350. All right, let's get into this, man. Now, pretty much everything from the charge pipe that goes to the throttle body forward had to be removed from the car. No joke. This was not a simple belt swap, what we thought it was. It was a lot more involved. Now, what actually happened was the accessory drive belt completely snapped, and the alternator was out of alignment. You're not gonna be able to see it really down here. I'm trying to go ahead and showcase the Procharger bracket kind of goes ahead and blocks it. I don't know if you can see it down there. You probably can't, but the alternator pretty much came out of alignment. Now, the issue that caused all this actually had nothing to do with the Procharger kit. I know a lot of people are trying to say, oh, Procharger snap belts, they do this and that. This actually had nothing to do with the Procharger kit, because I was under the assumption when this all happened, I was like, man, I'm only on 8 pounds of boost. I mean, literally, the pulley is the size of a hockey puck. I mean, there's really no way that the belt should have snapped. Now, these are the bolts that ended up getting stripped. I'm gonna go up in the sunlight so you can see. A lot of bolts actually ended up getting stripped because of the issue with the alternator. Now, I'm not too sure exactly what has to happen when you drop the cam member and do the oil pan gasket job, but some people were saying that all this has to be removed as well, because that bill is actually quite high as well. Some people say it isn't. I'm not 100% sure. Some people said that they removed like a lot of the components, obviously, because the cam member is right there. So some people say they removed the alternator to have an easier access to the cam member. I'm not 100% sure because I don't do the labor. I'm just being straight up. But let me know down in the comment section if that has to be done. Now, the bolt to the alternator, again, it's going to be very, very difficult to see this because everything that we have kind of right here. The bolt to the alternator pretty much was cross-threaded. Now, whenever the alternator was put back on, I'm not 100% sure if the bolt was already cross-threaded when it was put back on, but that bolt snapped. And because of that bolt snapping, the alternator essentially pulley came out of alignment. It snapped the accessory drive pulley, which obviously is going to be, you know, controlling the alternator and the water pump. And because of all that misalignment, it also caused the supercharger pulley to essentially like snap in half. Now, the pulley was still on the supercharger, which is why I thought I tossed the belt on the supercharger, because it was like halfway shredded. I mean, this is literally some of the aftermath of the pulley belt. So I was under the assumption that I tossed the supercharger belt, but in reality, the accessory drive belt snapped because of the alternator coming out of alignment, which essentially caused the supercharger pulley to snap partially, and it just caused a lot of problems, y'all. I mean, you guys can see here, this is a bag of bolts. There's still a bit some more stuff at the shop, but this bolt popped out. That bolt down there was popped out, and a bolt on the alternator, which it's going to be impossible to see from right here, popped out as well. So, I mean, it was kind of ridiculous, man. Something that I really was not expecting to happen, but got the car back, already did some pulls, and she feels great. It's pretty crazy because literally like $2 to $5 worth of bolts caused a bunch of just issues, man. I had to buy a new accessory drive belt. I had to buy a new supercharger belt. I had to get new coolant because I wanted to do the coolant flush because the cylinder head temps got to like 260. Obviously, because the water pump isn't operating, you know, the car is gonna get hot. So I wanted to go ahead and do all that. And on top of that, I essentially had to pay for the Procharger to be uninstalled and reinstalled, which, whew, it's expensive, y'all, man. It's crazy. If you've got labor done, you guys know how much I had to spend pretty much to get all this situated. It's nuts, all because of a couple of cross-threaded bolts. Now, my message to y'all, just check, I guess, your bolts every couple of months. I mean, this is something that realistically, I don't really know how the bolts became loose or how they got cross-threaded. I believe it had to happen, you know, during maybe an uninstall and install. I mean, hell, maybe during the Procharger install, maybe when the K-member had to be dropped, or maybe just over time, you know, it's just something just failed. But I know a lot of people in the comment section, when I did make the updated video on exactly like what was going on with this car before I actually knew exactly what was going on with the car, said they never had issues with their alternator bolts coming out or any bolts of that matter, you know, coming loose. So it could be just, you know, the vibrations of the 5.2 liter Voodoo, because, you know, if you don't torque things to spec, you know, things will, you know, twist off. We know this. I mean, the oil filter, it will twist off. If that thing is not tightened down 16 to 18 foot-pounds of torque, it will twist off. So I mean, it could be just, you know, the nature of the voodoo, but in all reality, a lot of people were saying it could have been because, you know, bolts being uninstalled, reinstalled, maybe, you know, cross-threaded, and, you know, maybe not torqued down. But it's pretty interesting how literally like $2 to $5 worth of bolts caused like all this to happen, you know, at the snap of a finger. Because I mean, it was running fine, and then did a pull, and then I saw my cylinder head temps rise, pulled over, and then I just saw you know, parts of the belt everywhere. So it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. That's the thing with modified cars, man. You have to monitor things a lot more closely. You know, you really have to monitor things a lot more closely. So now I have some more things to do on my checklist. You know, make sure the bolts that did strip, I'm just gonna be checking them, you know, pretty periodically, you know, every, I'd say 500 miles, to make sure everything is like tight and, you know, not becoming loose. Because I definitely do not want this to happen again. Because, you know, luckily I was not on a crowded highway, and there wasn't, you know, any type of Mother Nature in the way of me stopping the car in a timely manner, man. It's really, really, really interesting. You know, boosted 5.2 liter Voodoo, it's amazing. It is amazing, but you're gonna have to make sure that you're staying on top of maintenance. And it literally is a pay to play game. Like it truly is a pay to play game. Because like literally, like this bolt, that bolt, and a bolt down there. I don't know if y'all, can y'all even see this bolt? I'm trying to show it. I mean, I tried to show the best of my ability. Like a bolt down there, man, literally caused a lot of work that had to be done. But, you know, I got done in a timely manner, which is what's up. That's what's up, man. So keep that in mind, you know, if you're gonna be supercharging a Coyote Mustang or a Shelby GT350. Now, I know there's gonna be those guys that are like, oh, this is why you should keep things stock, this, and that. It's just like, look, man, drive a supercharged Shelby GT350, or, you know, honestly, any forced induction Shelby GT350, your mind will be changed. It's worth it. It truly is worth it, because there's no better feeling. This is the most fun car I've ever driven. This leaps and bounds over the 99 to 04 Mustangs, as well as the FRS that I did have a while back. I mean, it's on another level of just craziness. It's insanely fun. Every time that I step on it, you know, I get that adrenaline rush, and everybody that I've given a ride with in the car, woo, you know, they say it's the fastest car they've been in, and this isn't even that fast. It only makes 700 horsepower. So yeah, if you guys enjoy, feel free, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications. Want to go ahead and make this video, update you guys on, you know, what's going on. So I always like to make these update videos to let you guys know what's going on with the vehicles, because I know a lot of people are just gonna lie and say, oh, it's, you know, it's, ain't nothing happens. You know, I've had no problems for 10 years. Like, bro, quit the cap. That means you don't drive the car. But yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.